Welcome to Politics Need to Know, your guide to the important events in the political landscape. The big news this week is Pravin Gordhan's budget speech. After President Jacob Zuma's State of the Nation address 2 weeks ago, all eyes will be on Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan on Wednesday, when he will reveal how the state will spend its money. Gordhan faces his most challenging budget yet, when he has to decide whether to raise taxes or increase the budget deficit. But is a raise in taxes enough to keep the economy going? Most analysts say no, saying Gordhan will have to come up with another way to make money. They say he needs to find another way of generating income because the current tax base has already been stretched too far. This needs to be done by creating jobs and cutting back on welfare spending. In line with the annual budget program, the official opposition released its alternative budget this week. The Democratic Alliance's spokesperson for finance, Tim Harris, said the party wanted to see a decrease in the number of government departments, disbanding the departments of sport and recreation, women and children, public works and economic development, which it called Zuma's way to repay favours within the tripartite alliance. It also said it wanted to do away with district municipalities, which would free up at least 529 million rand in state funds. The DA's federal chair, Wilmot James, said these measures, among others, were meant to realistically inject hope and optimism into the country. Speaking of opposition politics, circumstances around businessperson and anti-apartheid activist Mamphela Ramphele's party political platform have taken a U-turn. Reports were that Ramphele made many requests during talks to merge her party with the DA, including Helen Zille sacrificing her seat at the top of the party to Ramphele. But her demand for the DA to dissolve itself was one too many and talks broke down. This led to her forming her own group to form a support base and interact with opposition parties before launching her own party in June. Meanwhile, Deputy Public Works Minister Jeremy Cronin last week became the first senior member of Parliament to openly criticise the National Key Points Act. The government has used this act to defend the security upgrades done at Zuma's Nkandla home with state funds. In a speech prepared as a reply to the State of the Nation address, Cronin said the act was problematic and could even be unconstitutional, urging members of Parliament to review the act. Cronin also lashed out at Masiwa Lakota, head of the Congress of the People, saying he did not change the act when he had the chance. He was referring to the COPE leader's tenure as defence minister while he was part of the ANC. A livid Lakota admitted to doing something to the act while he was minister, but said he would never approve an act that called a private residence a national key point. In the ruling party, the fight for the ANC's top seat is heating up. Last week, the Mail and Guardian reported that KwaZulu-Natal supporters of Jacob Zuma's were not keen on having Cyril Ramaphosa as state deputy president. Looking forward to the 2017 national elections, the group wanted to replace Cyril Ramaphosa as ANC deputy president with African Union Commission chairperson Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. The move to elevate the president's ex-wife was confirmed by 8 senior ANC leaders. Although Ramaphosa appeals to both Labour and business, Zuma's supporters were worried that he could not be trusted to reopen the corruption investigation into Zuma. The corruption charges were dropped against the president in 2009 in light of serious flaws in the prosecution. And that is all the politics you need to know.